Hey yo.
Hey yo, this is Thax coming at you for Thax Attacks. Hey, I want to say real quick, I apologize. I'm trying to fight off a cold, and so try to bear with me a little bit as I wanted to bring a 3-star tax, two of them from our own BumbleBee, on an attack that generally people would normally expect to get 2 stars on. BumbleBee was able to pull off 3-star attacks, and I wanted to cover them to show why I think they ended up as 3-star attacks instead of 2-star attacks. And maybe you can pick up something, and if you like to do these GoWiPeWi attacks, maybe you can turn them into 3-star attacks too. So we'll go right into this first one that he did, and we will load it up. All right, so real quick, this one, he does a great job of dropping his earthquake spells to open up a path right to the town hall. Bumblebee does a very good job of creating a funnel to get his troops that he wants to go into the middle, and the troops that he wants to stay on the outside, he places them so they stay outside of the funnel. And I'll show you what I mean by that here as we get going. Okay, so he starts off by putting his 2 golems down, gets the archer towers attached to them, then he uses that earthquake spell to open up the path right to the middle. Okay, then what he does is he sets up these wizards to create his funnel, and then he sets down a P.E.K.K.A. right away. Now the goal of that P.E.K.K.A. is to stay on the outside and do a lot of damage and get a lot of percentage of his attack. So now that the P.E.K.K.A. is going on the outside, then he drops his wall breakers down that opens the hole. Then he puts his other P.E.K.K.A. down, and the witches, and his king, and his queen, and the golem in the clan castle, and the rest of his wizards. Not the rest, but a lot of the rest of his wizards. He keeps his king on the outside, on this side. Once the attack gets to the middle, we'll pause it here for a second, get caught up. He drops a poison spell down on the king, or on the dragon and the balloon. Uses his wizards and archer queen to finish taking the clan castle troops down. In this attack, you don't have to lure them out and kill them. It's just as easy to finish them off inside the base during the attack. Okay, so now that he's got a rage spell down, that's really going to help that P.E.K.K.A., those wizards and the queen, and then a haste spell in the middle. And he gets those golemites in there, the wizards, the queen. They're going to snipe the rest of this. They're going to take down this clan castle, or the town hall, I'm sorry. And then the P.E.K.K.A. that's still under haste is going to help with the wizards take down these hidden Teslas. Then the smart thing that he does that I don't see a lot of people do is he saves that jump spell and places it after the town hall and all of the interior defenses are all dead. Then he drops the jump spell to allow his troops to get out of the middle and take out the rest of the defenses. So instead of them sitting there banging on the wall trying to get out while they're getting pounded by that archer tower, the wizard tower, the mortar, the cannons, and taking all that damage and then just fizzling out and dying there, he actually saves that jump spell and uses it so they can get out and finish up this attack. So we'll go back into it. He allows them to get out. The queen's going to do her thing. Wizards are going to do their thing. Meanwhile, on the outside, you got your king going around this way with 4 wizards. And on this side, you still got an archer. Well, you had an archer. He's gone now. But you can see how far that P.E.K.K.A. got all the way up there before it got whacked. So we'll go ahead and speed this up because at this point, it's all over but the crying here. He still had a couple of wizards that he kept at the back end just for cleanup, which is always a great idea on pretty much any type of attack. And he's going to go ahead and finish this up. great 3-star attack, and we will go and check out his last one. And it was number 13, I believe. Yep. Okay. So, here's another one. This time he comes in from the 12 o'clock position, or maybe about 2 o'clock, I guess. Drops his golems down. He keeps a P.E.K.K.A on the outside. His king stays on the outside, and he does another great 3-star attack. So he's got the 2 golems out, uses Earthquake to open up the middle to get to the town hall, puts in his wizards behind the golems once they're locked on. In come some more wizards. Then he throws in his wall breakers, and half of them, only half of them are needed. And then, just to show that you don't have to be perfect on these attacks, he whiffs on his poison spell. But he's got so many wizards in there that they're going to go ahead, between them and the queen, they're going to go ahead and kill off these clan castle troops. So he's still got P.E.K.K.As, he's got wizards, the king's going around on the outside counterclockwise, and the queen actually goes around for a ways on the outside clockwise. He drops his rage spells in the middle, and see, there's that jump spell right there to get out of the middle. Now that the town hall and all the defenses in the middle are gone, he's got the queen walking around this way, and she's going to end up shooting her way through the wall and coming back into the middle of this fight. The king's going to work his way around that way, with the wizards trailing behind him, so that archer tower stays locked on the king. The wizards can take out the archer tower and the hidden Teslas, and then the jump spell will allow the other troops to get out of the middle, whatever's left in there. At this point, there wasn't a whole lot left in the middle, but it still gets used. So over here, he still had the P.E.K.K.A coming around on this side too. So it's just absolutely devastating to have that P.E.K.K.A and that king out in front, with the wizards falling in behind and just whacking those defenses. And here the queen shot her way through and is coming into the middle. She gets back in the fight, and they just walk around and just wreck the space. So we'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit to get to the end, just to show that this was a fantastic 3-star attack by BumbleBee. Shout out to BumbleBee. Had a great war, and keep up the good work, bud. One other thing that I want to note about BumbleBee's attacks, or his heroes, are his king is 17 and the queen is 21. So they are mid-range. They're not maxed by any means. They're not maxed for Town Hall 9. But they're mid-range. They're up there a little ways. And that really helps out in these attacks as well. So that's going to be it for today. Just wanted to give a shout out to BumbleBee and let everybody know, let's get better, baby.